cheery gospel this weekend, folks. I want you, for those of you who are married, I want you to take a moment and think about the day that you became engaged. I want you to think of that proposal day. A lot had to come about in order for that day to happen beforehand. Obviously, a date may have been arranged. You may have gone out to dinner. You may have gone out to a good hike. You may have been bold enough as to go and have this portrayed on a jumbotron for thousands of people to see. But regardless of that, you planned for the day, but you also planned many weeks and maybe years beforehand. Talking with your significant other about, is this relationship good? You're talking with other people saying, I really like her, or I really like him. I feel like this is something that can go deeper. And there's that preparedness that leads up to that day. And I want you to think about that, and we'll come back to it, about that preparedness. This gospel today is all about preparedness. And that preparedness is ultimately, and for our lives, we are preparing to be married to Christ. We are being prepared to be married to Christ. And that applies to all of us, whether we're married, divorced, single, entering religious life, in religious life. We are all called to have Christ within our lives, to enter our lives. Our mission is no longer our own, but Christ's. And within the gospel today, we see that those foolish virgins, they come up to Jesus, and Jesus, being the bridegroom in this analogy, in this parable, when Jesus says, Amen, I say to you, I do not know you, it doesn't come across as someone that says, oh, you are late. Go away. Your time is gone. It's not a pettiness. It seems almost of a legitimate unknown. I do not know who you are. You see, in the time of Jesus, a wedding feast, normally when someone came to a wedding feast, there was a lot of people. So there would be a set time, and when the doors were ready to be opened, you were there. And if you were not there, you probably couldn't go to the feast because you didn't know anyone, so it was excluded for those people that were to be there on time. And so there almost is a legitimacy of, I don't know you, I don't know if I can have you enter. And so what is the call for us within this gospel is for us to be prepared. So just as for the married couples, before you were engaged, you had a lot of conversations with each other, with other people, we have to be prepared to marry Christ, to allow Christ into our own life. And we do this in a few ways. Just as you were talking with your significant other through all those instances, we talk to Christ through prayer. Prayer is a conversation with Christ. And in order to be one, in order to marry Christ, we need to allow Christ into every part of our hearts. The beauty and the beast of our life. Those moments, those sinful moments, those joyful moments, those parts of our heart that we may feel uncomfortable to share or be ready to share openly. Every part of our heart should be exposed to Christ. Say, Jesus, today this happened. And wait for that still small voice to enter your heart. It's a beautiful intimacy. One that can sometimes seem like it's a very daunting task. But it is such a beautiful relationship to garner, something to continue to build with. So secondly is also the sacraments. We come to Mass, we come to reconciliation, we come and experience baptism, we experience all the sacraments, not just because they are part of our Christian tradition, but because they initiate a relationship. We come to Sunday Mass to initiate and continue a relationship where Christ presents himself and we present ourselves to Christ, where we go, here I am. I want to be one with you. Let my steps be your steps. As I leave this church today, I have consumed your precious body and blood so that it may be carried out for others. And lastly, we share our gifts with other people. We share Christ with other people. We talk about Christ with other people. Just as ladies, you talk with your girlfriend about your boyfriend or significant other, and then vice versa, let's talk about Christ together. If there's something on your heart within prayer that might be confusing, talk to Father Tom, talk to Deacon Bob, talk to myself, or talk to someone who you can trust with these intimate parts of your relationship with Jesus. It's so beautiful. It's just a beautiful opportunity for us to continue to grow. And we are given so many opportunities to do that. So real quick, let's return back to that day. That day where you proposed. Those last seconds before you did. Men, there might be a moment of hesitancy. We might experience this within relationship with Jesus too. Men, before those pivotal moments before you get your knee on the ground, a few thoughts may be going through your head. What if she says no? What if I misread the situation? And ladies, you may be thinking, is he ever going to propose? Is this the situation that I think it is, or should I be going to look somewhere else? But those thoughts disappear rather quickly, don't they? Because once that knee enters the ground and that ring is taken out of the pocket, love is revealed. Love is shown. All that preparation, all that effort that we have took to know each other is shown in this one moment. And friends, we think the same way with Jesus. Jesus, I don't want to show you all of my heart because I'm afraid I will give it to somebody and it won't be received. But if we take this same example, if we throw ourselves at Christ, if we say, Lord, I've come to know you, I've prepared my heart to see your face, help me to see it and renew this relationship every day, Jesus will take it, Christ will take it, and he will say, yes. He will say, I know you, I love you, and you are mine.